My manager calls us morbid obese and forces us to sit in broken chairs. Several years ago I worked in a group home helping people with mental illnesses. During the day we had 2 to 3 staff working at a time. We would work with the clients and then at the end of our shift we would log what we did. There was one office with 3 computers in it. One day I came in and the chair for one of those 3 desks was broke. It was obviously unsafe to sit in. I asked my coworkers if anyone had reported this to our manager. My coworkers told me that our manager stated the chair was not broken even though it was cracked and leaning to one side. I thought this was so ridiculous I took a picture of the chair and sent it to my friends and we all got a good laugh about the definitely not broken chair. The next day I came into work and everything was fine. Until it was time to log everything in the computer. There were 3 of us and now with only 2 usable desks we had to take turns doing notes while the other just sat there. Our manager came in and asked why one of us was just sitting there. We pointed out that the chair was unsafe and we could not use the desk without it. Side note, just before I was hired to work here I had a serious medical problem in which for 9 months I was unable to eat solid food and had lose so much weight I was only 80 pounds. My recommended weight is 140 pounds for my body type. I was getting better and my manager and coworkers were completely unaware that this was the reason for my weight. My boss insisted that the chair could be used. He then told my 2 other coworkers that they were too fat and that's why the chair broke. He stated that he wasn't going to buy any new office furniture until everyone in the office had lost weight because we were costing the company money by damaging the furniture. He explained that I was a health weight, I most certainly was not, and everyone should be more like me. To prove that this chair was safe and obesity was the problem, my boss asked me to demonstrate to my coworkers how an ideal employee can use this chair. My boss was expecting to sit in the chair carefully and cautiously since it really was broken. But I wouldn't be here if that's what happened. I plopped down in the chair. It broke in half instantly and I fell to the ground. I then pointed out to my boss that company policy requests that he fill out an incident report due to my fall. The next day my boss calls me into his office and shows me the incident report he filed in which he told corporate that I had intentionally broken a usable chair. He explained that corporate was angry and had demanded that he take the cost of a new chair out of my paycheck. I mentioned that he forgot to add a few details to his report which I would be happy to fill corporate in on. The first being the chair was indeed broken and I had a picture from the day before the incident to prove it was already broken. My boss said I was lying. I showed him the photo and he went white. I further explained that he forgot to tell them he ordered me to sit in the chair despite several people mentioning it looked unsafe and I had 2 witnesses to that. I also mentioned that I felt corporate would love to know that he had told his employees they were too fat for new chairs and I had 2 witnesses to that statement. I got up and stated that I would let corporate know now before I forget. My boss panicked and stated that he would not take the cost out of my paycheck and he would order new chairs which we desperately needed for all the desks. Don't call my friends fat and try to push unhealthy body images.